So the bait finesse world just keeps getting better and better, and that's because Kastking has just unleashed an insane new BFS reel upon the fishing world. And when I say insane, I mean insane, because if the on-paper specs for this reel are correct, this reel is going to be the most advanced bait finesse reel ever, and that's including the Japanese ones. So without further ado, let's go to Kastking's webpage, and you guys can see this reel on kastking.com and just check out their casting reels, and it should be there. But the new reel is called the Kestrel Elite BFS, and a kestrel is a small little bird of prey, in case you're wondering. But before we get to these ridiculous specs on this reel, let's take a look at the pictures first. And it looks like these are CGI or computer generated images, and we're going to go over this reel and analyze it, and of course I'm going to give you guys my opinion. So here's the first picture, and I have to say it is a good looking reel. It's kind of got a color tone in between the old and new Shimano ALDEBARAN BFS. You can definitely see the ALDEBARAN BFS, at least the old model, has some influence on this reel because of the sharp pointy nose up here. But let's check out some of these components. Now, this carbon fiber handle is very much like the handle you'll see on the DAIWA STEEZ, where it doesn't have any kind of porting, but the arms are very thin. And you can also see that it doesn't have a nut retainer. It's got the screw, and it's got this, I guess, gold piece, and then there's this little screw that screws into the gold piece, and that's something different. And let's take a look at these knobs. Now these knobs don't look exactly super finesse oriented, but I like that Kastking is going with a bold new, I guess, design, and it looks like there's going to be like a couple of ridges on these knobs, and I guess only time will tell whether they're going to be comfortable or not. And let's take a look at this spool tension knob. Hopefully you guys can see it, but it's very detailed, and I really can't describe it other than it's got some knurling and some gold banded accents, and then it looks like the Kastking logo is on the end, of course, but you can be sure that it probably clicks. Then you got your Shimano style retro swept drag star. But yeah, the reel looks damn good, at least in these CGI images so far. Let's check it out from this angle. Lefties. It is definitely a good looking reel. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, here's another angle. Now I can't tell if this line guide is cone shaped or tapered or not, but look at the, I guess, other side of the handle where the knobs attach, and even that's fancy. Now here you can really see that carbon fiber swept handle that's got really thin arms, just like the DAIWA STEEZ Air, and you can definitely see the swept drag star that's got some porting. Now I'm not sure what the drag star is going to be made of, whether it's going to be, you know, aluminum or carbon, but it looks like it's going to have a nice size to it. And there's more detail on the spool tension knob. Alright, so it's going to be boasting an aluminum main gear, carbon fiber side covers and handle, and here's some more details. Now I was checking out my Speed Demon Elite, and I was comparing the Speed Demon Elite versus these pictures, and I don't think this reel is using any of Kastking's current, I guess, frames, so it might be an all new frame. Now here's another picture, and you can see the brake dial here is definitely new. I've never seen anything like that before. Here's another picture of it. So it looks like your fingers will fit into these two bigger slots, and you just turn it, and it's got this little white arrow. Goes from minimum to max. All right, there's another picture. Now here's the braking system. They call it the fly out arc finesse braking system. So if you take a look at this, immediately it looks like a copy of, I guess, Shimano's FTB dynamic magnetic system. But here's the thing, I think it's going to be different. And the first thing I see is that it doesn't look like they're using round magnets. It looks like a magnetic strip. And you can see how one side of each of these bank of magnets is spring loaded, just like Shimano's FTB. But this, I guess, plate here that holds the assembly together is also spring loaded. So maybe this moves in and out, as well as these arms will move up and down. So you're going to have 2 points of movement on this dynamic magnetic system. At least that's what I'm seeing when I look at this diagram. And the reason I think they're doing this is because since Shimano introduced the CURADO BFS, I'm pretty sure there's a patent on the FTB braking system, and Kastking is probably not wanting to violate any patents. So we're just gonna have to see, once I get my hands on one of these reels, whether there's going to be 2 points of movement or not. And check this out, 4.4 ounce ultra lightweight magnesium alloy frame. So this is not some cheap graphite or quote unquote carbon frame. This is going to be magnesium, which is the same material that the Shimano ALDEBARAN BFS is made of, as well as the STEEZ BFS. So Kastking is not playing around with this new Kestrel Elite. Alright, I think that's all with the pictures. No, I wonder why this didn't show up. Alright, it says bait finesse feather spool, 28 millimeters, 5.6 grams. And you can see it looks like they're opting for a short spool shaft that looks to be made of aluminum. Palm perfect body, which is only 36.5 millimeters in height. And is that it? I think that might be it. Nope. I think there's one more picture, and it says up to 13.2 pounds of drag power with drag clicker. So that's a lot of drag power for a BFS reel, which I don't mind as long as the startup is smooth and easy. And I think that's it for the pictures, yeah. Okay, so all of this is going to cost $219.99, or basically $220. But more on the price later. Now it says we will fulfill the order around August 10th, so I guess this is not going to come out until the 10th of August. But let's go to this description. Now it says Kestrel Elite bait casting reels use an extensive unique array of magnesium alloy and carbon fiber materials, which are extremely lightweight yet strong and durable, weighing only 124 grams or 4.4 ounces, making the world's lightest fishing reel to date. An ultralight reel allows greater agility and reduces arm fatigue without sacrificing key performance. And that's 100% true. The image of a small but fierce raptor, the kestrel swooping down on its targeted prey, is incorporated into the fishing reel design. The exterior of the Kestrel Elite bait casting reel has a streamlined modeling design marked by pronounced sharp edges and crisp intersecting lines. It achieves an extremely sleek lower profile of only 36.5 millimeters based on Kastking's Palm Perfect compact design. It ensures a comfortable grip, perfect for palm fishing techniques. In the pursuit of new concepts, design results are always a possibility. The epoch-making patented brake technology is applied into Kestrel Elite BFS. A BFS reel needs brakes that can handle a fast startup. Let me read that again. A BFS reel needs brakes that can handle the fast startup speed of the spool coupled with the low momentum of super light lures flying out. So I wonder who's been saying this before. I'm sure Kastking saw my beginner's guide to bait finesse video where I stated the two most important things for a BFS reel is going to be the spool and the brakes, and hopefully this reel will deliver, but let's keep on reading. Therefore, the Kestrel Elite BFS reel is equipped with a new FAF, which stands for Fly Out Arc Finesse Braking System, specifically designed for bait finesse applications. The Kestrel Elite BFS reels are also equipped with a 28mm diameter bait finesse shallow spool called Feather Spool. Kastking moved the brake system from the spool to the side cover and updated the spool with an aluminum split main shaft for weight reduction. This ultralight BFS spool weighs only 5.6 grams, including bearing and main shaft. So that minimizes the inertia of the spool at the beginning of rotation, and anglers can cast more easily when using any light lures getting down to 1 gram total weight. So just like a lot of other reels, Kastking is touting this reel to be able to go down to 1 gram. And I wonder who started all this craze about casting a 1 gram lure. Kestrel Elite is the world's lightest as well as most advanced bait finesse fishing reel in the entire fishing industry. It addresses every angler's concern, ensures to provide a sense of comfort and convenience, and brings them a world-class fishing experience. Alright, so let's go over the key points here. So this reel is supposed to be the lightest reel in the world yet, at 4.4 ounces. Now, of course, that's on paper. Once we get it, will it reach that 4.4 ounce target? Who knows, but you know I'm going to put it on the scale to find out. But even if it's off by 1/10 of an ounce, it's still going to be a super lightweight reel, and probably the lightest reel in the world still. Now the spool is 28mm, so it's very small, just like the DAIWA air reels, of course. And it says it's going to weigh 5.6 grams, including the bearing and main shaft. So if it's using even a small bearing that weighs, maybe 1 gram, this could be the first stock spool that's coming in at under 5 grams. So Kastking definitely is not playing when it comes to this spool. And also the fact that they are using some kind of a version of Shimano's FTB system, and hopefully it's not going to be too strong, and hopefully it'll allow that spool to spin freely just like Shimano's new ALDEBARAN, so it won't suffer from the same fate as DAIWA's Air BFS reels. Now there's no word on the length of the handle, but it looks to be about, 85mm. But the fact that they're using magnesium for the frame instead of like aluminum is huge, and I think this is Kastking's first magnesium reel, and it's only $219 for all that. So for a lot of you, especially if you're just getting into bait finesse, that's going to seem like a lot, but considering the competition that has similar specs to this reel, it's actually a huge bargain, and it could potentially be the biggest BFS bargain yet. So there we go, guys. The Kastking Kestrel Elite BFS reel. A few years ago, it was reported that they were coming out with 3 BFS reels, including one high-end one, and it appears this is their high-end reel, and so far, at least on paper, I'm very impressed. Now I've reached out to Kastking to see if they're willing to send me one. Haven't heard back from them yet, but either way, once they come out, I'm gonna get one and of course share it with you guys. So let me know what you guys think of this new, extremely well spec'd, insane bait finesse reel from Kastking. It appears bait finesse is doing a lot better than I probably think it is, or else they probably wouldn't have come out with this reel. Alright guys, thanks a lot.